Oh, I found it. It's actually public.
Okay. Can you post this in Discord?
I did. I'll add it to general too, I guess.
Great. And then is Hester presenting core? So someone's going to have to jump off and while she can get on.
Okay, I can jump out and I'll watch on YouTube and I'll jump in.
Okay.
The live stream is up, right?
Yep.
Oh, sweet. So can we start now?
Yeah, go for it.
So is Esther ready for the core presentation?
Hester, yes, she is now in.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
All right.
Yep.
So,
Okay, cool.
boom, let's start. So welcome everyone to the 58th town hall. So we're going to be getting updates from core firstly. So hi Esther.
Hi, how are you? Thanks. Wow, so fast. There's been a lot going on in terms of core development, specifically a lot of writing specifications to one document what we're doing and make it easier for others to pick up. There's been a lot of work going on into images, sharing images in chat, initially one-to-one chat and group chat, but also working on how to get that functionality in public chats. There's work going on in mentions, so kind of like the add Henry in your status channels. One of the priorities right now with the release coming up is keycard integration. So there's been quite a bit of work going into that, making sure we can release that on Android for starters. And then specifically QA team has been working on improving end-to-end tests, where we now have 74% coverage, which I believe last year was around 60 something. So there's some strides going on there, which are really helpful because it reduces a lot of manual testing and overhead. So speeds up development. And then to quickly go into some of the planned releases, we don't plan too far ahead, as there's always a high degree of unpredictability in development. But what we definitely know is coming is keycard, which is the first upcoming release, version 1.4 on Android. Last issues on that being implemented as we speak. That will be followed by some thorough testing before we can bring that out there. After that, we've definitely had, and thanks everyone for reporting these, we've had a number of bug reports that don't really warrant a lot of spotlight, but we definitely do want to fix those. So we'll follow up with a small bug fixes release after that. And then one of the bigger developments coming out after that will be notifications. Again, Android initially, as we're still investigating what the best alternatives are for iOS. But this is quite a breakthrough, important in the sense that they are decentralized notifications, so not relying on Firebase or anything like that. As well as, and it's almost hidden there a little bit, bringing finally images in chat into the app. As I said, notifications will be Android only in the beginning, but working on iOS. So that's one of the things that we're looking into to bring next. Then another thing that's been in progress for a while, and we're pending on some App Store account issues there, is releasing a starter pack to make it easier for anyone to kind of start out using status and getting their initial crypto, as well as a user referral scheme that's being worked on. That's one of the things coming in after. Mentions, like I said, there's already work going on in that area, and that'll be coming out soon. Emoji reactions is on our shortlist. Still looking at some specifications on how to implement that exactly, but definitely coming, as well as URL unfurling, which is something that we're looking into how to do that safely. And we have some awesome sounds that we want to bring to notifications as soon as we have the opportunity and the bandwidth to do that. Yeah, that's about it for core. Thanks, Henry.
All right.
And on
Great.
to
Thank
the
you,
next.
Esther. Thank you. So next, we're going to be having the updates on security and infrastructure, which will be given to us by Corey and Jacobs. Hi, Corey.
Hey guys, can you hear me okay?
So can you add Corey to the stream? I think
Can you
he's
hear
on
me?
the backstage. Yeah, I can hear you now. Great.
All right, cool. Everybody, a couple updates for security. Starting off with Nimbus, our request for proposals for the Nimbus F2.0 code audit has finished the proposal phase. And so we're quite happy with the amount of proposals we've received from vendors across the industry. We're going to take a week as a team, so the security team and Nimbus, to deliberate on the available proposals from the vendors and then craft kind of a response to all of them and try and get started within a little after a week. So we're also doing some smart contract security work, some preemptive security work here. Rajiv is working on integrating critic.io, which is a CI/CD tool for smart contracts and GitHub, to go through all smart contracts repos throughout the organization and building a process and kind of formalizing the act of getting this built into your workflow as a developer, so you automatically get security checks as you do development. If you are doing any smart contract work within the org, please ping Rajiv and he can help you get set up on that GitHub repo. Community initiatives. It was reported to me through Giveth, so a big shout out to Giveth for contacting me on this. Status Open Bounty, which was our original bounty program that was used by the ecosystem, had some stuck bounties in it since we discontinued it and shut down the servers, which had some fun stuck that we weren't aware of. So Giveth mentioned these to me, and we were able to track them down. And with their help, with the help of each of the individual repo owners, we were able to get out over $1,000 worth of stuck bounties. So if you happen to use that system and have money stuck in the system that can be gotten out, if so, contact security@status.am, the security public channel and status, or DM security and status to get started, and I can help you get that money out. That's it for me.
All right, great, thank you. So next up, infrastructure updates from Jacobs. Hi, Jacobs.
Hey. Well, I've been doing a bunch of work with Webini because marketing wants to use it as a content management system for, I believe, some surveys or something like that. And it's a bit rough around the edges, and I found some bugs in it, but it's possible that we may get it up this week. We had some responses from the developers, so we'll see how that pans out. I've been doing a lot of refactoring and improving the state of how we manage Node and Gradle dependencies in Status React. And essentially, in order to improve that, I had to make a whole new resolver and Go for Maven Java dependencies, which was pretty painful. But I think the developers will appreciate the simplicity and general improvements. I've been also doing some work on our AWS Terraform roles, especially since we'll be deploying the new Nimwaku nodes probably this week or next week. And a bunch of fixes for standby timers we use for backups in order to make them more robust and easier to track. That's most of it, really. Thank you.
Awesome, great, thank you. So next up, we have updates on KeyCard.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you clearly.
Cool. Okay, this is going to be a super quick one. There's not much news since the update 2 weeks ago, and Esther said it. Keycard is one of the main feature for V1.4. That's the next status release. So the cards are now manufactured and ready to be shipped. We've got ongoing marketing and communication efforts for the launch. We are still working on a solution to ship the cards. Due to the COVID, most of the shipping services using postal services were stopped. So we're still working on a solution there. And there are a couple of issues that we need to get rid of before we release, mainly about managing the PUC code with the card. We also are kicking off work together with LibDAO team to design a layer 2 network for status pay, which will allow to pay with keycard on physical setups by merchants. So what we're going to work on the coming weeks is the design of this system, and once the design will be agreed, we'll go through implementation. And the other things that are ongoing, we're still working, of course, on preloaded cards, mainly working on the redeeming DApp. We've got a skeleton of an app, now working on a better design, and we'll implement it. And together along the redeeming screen, which is the screen that is being called by the DApp when you want to redeem some assets from a smart contract, with the key card being the key to this smart contract release of the assets. And we're also writing documentation for all of this so that these features can be used by anyone that wants to build on status for the product or during hackathons, for instance. Michele is also doing some security work on the applet itself, making sure that all the functions we use in the card are constant in time. And last thing, I wanted to also mention that there will be a couple of key card bounties during the next Gitcoin hackathon in June, which is about, it's called Protect Privacy. So it's privacy focused. Yeah, and that's it for me.
Smooth. Thank you. All right. So next up we have updates from ambassadors. So the Play Store titles and descriptions were translated into system language thanks to ambassadors and also contributors that helped review the translation. So Alessia helped to translate it to French, Aero, Turkish, Albert translated it to Indonesian, Nasib translated it to Arabic, Alexander translated it to German and Russian. Andre translated it to Ukraine. Enrico Italian, Paulo Portuguese, Peter Vietnam, Nicolas Spanish. The all the shout out to all the core contributors who helped review those translations. Next slide, please. So Starter the app now supports German, Turkish, and Brazilian Portuguese. Kudos to Ricardo, a core contributor that helped do this. So the German was done by Floyd and Alexander, Turkish by Aero, Brazilian Portuguese by Paulo and Ricardo, a co-contributor. Next slide, please. So we had blog posts from ambassadors too. Christopher wrote the status app experience in English, while Tegun wrote a blog post comparing status Telegram and WhatsApp in Turkish. Next slide, please. So we launched the status support, the community-driven fact forum last week. You can go to Discuss now and you can check it. So status support is a community-driven campaign to build a fact forum for the status community by the status community. So it's just like a fact where everyone can actually contribute to the questions. They can also answer questions as status values inclusivity, which makes crowdsourcing contribution from the community very important. So if you want to contribute to status support, you can just go to Discourse. You can contribute by asking questions. You can also contribute by answering questions. So if you want to ask questions, you can just go to Discourse, post any question that you see that's usually asked on the status channels, you fact check your answers and then you just use the fact tag. And you can also answer questions by going through the previous posts on that have been posted on Discourse using the fact tag, and you can just add your own explanation. So the first contribution, you can go on to Discourse now and check what makes status different from other messengers. So if you have an idea or anything that you want to contribute, why you feel status is different from other messengers, you can just go to the Discourse post and drop your opinion in the comment section. So that's all for the status support and ambassadors. So next up, we're going to be going to the question and answer section. Yeah. First question. So sorry. This was a question from fashionist. So he said, please add a font resize slider to the next update. Tired of squinting, would probably be a good idea to include sticker credits in each new account. People like stickers and will most likely want to play with them in chat right after they get acquainted with the status app. I say make that top of the list in ridiculous reasons category to use status. So I think Esther's the one who's going to answer that question.
Hi everyone, apologies for the delay. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Awesome. I'm very sorry to hear about people squinting and getting tired from looking at the screens. Definitely sounds like something that we need to look into. Could be a slider, could be another solution, but I'll definitely take that on board. People like stickers. 100% agree. I'm not sure what the exact question is around stickers. But I agree. They're awesome. It's a good reason for people to use status. I think one of the nicest things about it is that the proceeds actually do go to the artist rather than status as a platform taking a commission, which is the case with many other platforms. What I'm getting from the question is maybe it's around making sure people have a sticker pack installed by default. That's a little bit more tricky because it has to do with ownership, signing for ownership, and basically like signing for a transaction on chain without consent is something that we likely wouldn't be able to slash wouldn't want to do. But there might be things to do around automatically installing stickers once you've actually signed for something that you have consented to. That could be something that we introduce as part of starter pack. So I'll look into that.
Sweet. Next question. So the next question was asked by Paul Point. Interested to know how to submit sticker packs for approval to the network. So Esther, would you like to answer this or should just answer
I think you know best how to answer it actually.
Okay. So I'm going to add the link to the sticker request. Like you can submit your sticker request in a Google form. So I'm going to add the link to the article of this download, so you can find the link there and just submit your sticker packs there. Next question. Next slide. Sorry. Any shortened link to join to send any invitation, like chat with me in status. It includes our username in status. Sorry.
I can take this as well. I'm not entirely sure about the question, but there is a short URL, which is if you go to profile and share your profile when you have an ENS name. So you'd get join.status.im/u for user / your ENS name. That does include the domain extension. I bet that has to do with the fact that you can also use a non.stateofus.eth domain, just a .eth domain with status, but that I'm not 100% sure of. But for sure, you can use this short URL by going to profile and sharing your profile once you have an ENS name.
Great, thank you. So next question. Sorry, next slide. I would love to see some official usage stats released, including which dApps received and generated the most traffic by a jolly glaring solemn not done. So there was a report written by Andy. You can go to our.status.im and you can check the status staking report on dapps.ps about the top dapps. So you can just go there and check it. I'm going to link the article also in the blog post for the town hall. So thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in to the town hall. Hope to see you next time. It's June on Monday. Bye.
Thanks for hosting.
Bye.